As this is a 2011 Chevy Cruze, and the lady has a problem with the heating. It just doesn't heat, doesn't get any hot air coming out. Now when I turn the controller, you know, I can control my fan. You can see it gets on the fan is working, blower, the different settings on the flaps and all that works as well, defrost, and then when I turn my temperature knob, and nothing happens. It has no, this knob, it's not working. Now, yesterday I was having a hard time with the snap-on tool to communicate with the HVAC module, and I used my autel, and I was able to finally, you know, talk to the module. There are no codes, but when I was moving this knob, you know, for the temperature, it says inoperative, so it just was not, it's not doing anything at all. But that's one of the problems. The second problem is that my heater cooler is cold, and I'm having a hard time to purge the air out of this guy. I could not use my airlift tool. I simply could not seal the system with my on my expansion tank. I don't know why. So what I'm doing right now, I'll show you guys the temperature on the heater core hoses. So here's the I got 141 and 160. When I get to the heater core, those are the same hoses, that's 60 and then 65. So I'm not sure if the heater core is plugged up. So what I believe the air has stuck in it. But what I did actually right now, I lift the front end of the car. All right, so it's better right now. You can see the temperature is going up, and if I if I rev the engine, I mean, it's getting hotter. Now, what I was really confused, you can see there. I mean, before there was no heat whatsoever. I mean, it was stone cold. And but what I was confused, I expected to see something on this. I didn't have a manual. I was expecting to see some kind of you know, data on this monitor when you set your temperature. I guess it's not. And now, you know, as I said, I mean, when you do when you change your speed, your blower, you know, you're gonna have this first, second, third, fourth speed, whatever. But for the temperature, there's nothing. So I was really confused. I was thinking maybe this knob is not working. Then looking at the scan tool, it was saying that it's inoperative. So I'm not sure that's supposed to happen like this, or does it? I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyhow, the temperature right now is 140, and if I turn my knob to a cold, right there, temperature is dropping. So that tells me that, you know, the HVAC module is receiving the signal from this knob. Sometimes the scan tool can be deceiving as well, but I don't know. Anyhow, there was a whole bunch of air was coming out. I'm going to get to that again. Was coming out of the expansion bottle and raising the. I mean, I just could not purge this system at all. And I know there's a drain plug, not the drain plug, the purge plug, so to speak, on the radiator itself. But I didn't mess with it. I just put the funnel on my expansion bottle, and I mean, it was bubbling like crazy. So right now it's actually, I had to have a engine running, you know, at the higher speed to keep up the temperature. Now it's steady at 130. So let's go ahead and check the temperature of the heater core now on the hoses in the heater core. So there, this is the upper one. It goes from this is the thermostat here, and then goes to, you know, up, and then this lower one goes to a lower. And so let's check the upper one. So here we have 160 degrees. Let's see, let's just 167, 168, This is up, let's see here, 165, excellent. So now down at the bottom, it's 140, and it should be the same here. Closing at 123. And it's going to be some difference between upper and lower hose because of the heat exchange, but now it's working fine. I was able to purge the air out, and it works okay. Okay, guys, so those are quick checks you have to do if you don't have a heat. Check your temperature on your hoses on the heater core. Check the temperature on your engine, so make sure the thermostat is not open. If the engine cannot get to the operative temperature, it's going to be cold anyway. Then I'm still a little kind of confused over that knob on that HVAC module. I had a scan tool and it was telling me it was inoperative, but it does respond to it when I moved it left and right. Now it's working, and so there are basically three reasons. If you don't have the correct, if your hoses are cold at and on your firewall, the hose that goes into the heater core, if they're cold, you may have air trapped in the system. You might have a plugged up heater core, and again, it can be the thermostat. Now, on some cars, it's very difficult to purge this air, and I have the special tool that I couldn't use it for some reason. I don't know why, but I've learned from another cars, if you raise the car up, then that air, it will find its way out much faster, much easier, and you kind of keep revving the engine, keep it at a couple, 3 or 4 grand. Of course, look at the, you don't want to, the air to bubble, the coolant to bubble everywhere, but this actually helped a lot by raising the front end of the car up to get the air out. Guys, thank you and see you next time. Bye-bye.